Palpatine's duel with Jedi Master Mace Windu was by far one of the more layered and complex lightsaber duels than perhaps any duel before it, as the two Masters of the Light and the dark side of the Force clashed within the office of the Chancellor. In their duel, Palpatine wants to make Mace Windu work for his victory. He wants to see what the legendary Mace Windu truly fights like, as Windu himself can sense Palpatine through the Force. But as Windu senses him, he is no longer the Chancellor that Windu has sensed for so long. Instead, Palpatine has faded into only what Windu can describe as a shadow of the dark side. As the duel progresses, it becomes clear that Palpatine is almost toying with Windu. At one moment, he even points his lightsaber directly at Windu's chest, and then fails to leap forward and strike the killing blow. At this moment, if he so desired, Palpatine could end the duel, but he doesn't, so why? Palpatine has other motives for delaying the duel, as his plan is to allow Anakin time to enter the office and see the apparent betrayal of the Jedi Order as they attempt to usurp their Chancellor. The mistake that Palpatine makes, however, is that he allows Mace to fully tap into his use of the deadly lightsaber form known as Vaapad. As the duel comes to its climax, Palpatine is forced to implement a plan that will save his life from Windu, as he is fully aware of Mace's new power of Shatterpoint. Shatterpoint being the ability to sense weaknesses through the Force in either objects or people themselves. In order to beat Mace, Palpatine turns this ability against him. This is what the novel For Revenge of the Sith explains concerning the final moments of their lightsaber fight. Mace pressed back the darkness with a relentless straight-ahead march. His own blade, that distinctive amethyst blaze that had been the final sight of so many evil beings across the galaxy. His blade made a haze of its own, an oblate sphere of purple fire within which there seemed to be dozens of swords slashing in all directions at one time. The shadow he fought, that blur of speed, could that be Palpatine? Their blades flared and flashed, crashing together with bursts of fire, weaving nets of killing energy in exchanges so fast that Anakin could not truly see any of them. Out in the wind, out with the lightning, out on a rain-slicked ledge above a half-kilometer drop, out where the shadow's fear made it hesitate. Out where the shadow's fear turned some of its force-powered speed into a force-powered grip, and the slippery steel, out where Mace could flick his own blade in one precise arc and slash the shadow's lightsaber in half. One piece flipped back in through the cut-open window, the other tumbled from opening fingers, bounced on the ledge, and fell through the rain towards the distant alleys below. Now, the shadow was only Palpatine, old and shrunken, thinning hair bleached white by time and care, face lined with exhaustion. That fear that Mace senses through his Shatterpoint here was purposefully placed there by Palpatine, as he needs Windu to disarm him. Instead, the fear that Windu senses is not Palpatine's own, but the fear has been placed there by Palpatine himself, as he pulls from the fear of Anakin Skywalker. The fear that Anakin has for Padme, and exploits Mace Windu's Shatterpoint using it. This is further explained in the novel. For all your power, you are no Jedi. All you are, my lord, Mace said evenly, staring past his blade, is under arrest. Do you see, Anakin? Do you? Palpatine's voice once again had the broken cadence of a frightened old man's. Didn't I warn you of the Jedi and their treason? Save your twisted words, my lord. There are no politicians here. The Sith will never again regain control of the Republic. It's over. You've lost. Mace leveled his blade. You lost for the same reason the Sith always lose, defeated by your own fear. Palpatine lifted his head, his eyes smoked with hate. Fool, he said. He lifted his arms, his robes of office spreading wide in raptor's wings, his hands hooking into talons. Fool, his voice was a shout of thunder. Do you think the fear you feel is mine? Lightning blasted the clouds above, and lightning blasted from Palpatine's hands, and Mace didn't have time to comprehend what Palpatine was talking about. He had time only to slip back into Vaapad and angle his blade to catch the forking sparks. Dazzling hatred that clawed toward him, because Vaapad is more than a fighting style. It is a state of mind, a channel for darkness. power passed into him and out again without touching his body. And the circuit completed itself. The lightning reflected back to its source. Palpatine staggered, snarling. But the blistering energy that shot from his hands only intensified. He fed the power with his own pain. "Anakin," Mace called. His voice sounded distant, blurred, as if it came from the bottom of a well. "Anakin, help me. This is your chance." He felt Anakin's leap from the office floor to the ledge, felt his approach behind him. And Palpatine was still not afraid. Mace could feel it. He wasn't worried at all. The fear that he had once sensed was gone completely. "Destroy the traitor," the Chancellor said, his voice raised to bear the howl of writhing energy that joined his hands to Mace's blade. "This was never an arrest. It's an assassination." That was when Mace finally understood. He had it. The key to final victory. Palpatine's Shatterpoint. The absolute Shatterpoint of the Sith. The Shatterpoint of the dark side itself. Mace thought blankly, astonished. Palpatine trusted Anakin. Now, Anakin was at Mace's shoulder. Palpatine still made no move to defend himself from Skywalker. Instead, he ramped up the lightning bursting from his hands, bending the fountain of Mace's blade back towards the Quran Master's face. Palpatine's eyes glowed with power, casting a yellow glare that burned back the rain from around them. "He is a traitor, Anakin. Destroy him." "You are the chosen one, Anakin," Mace said, his voice going thin with strain. This was beyond Vapad. He had no strength left to fight against his own blade. "Take him. It's your destiny." Skywalker echoed him faintly. "Destiny. Help me. I can't hold on any longer." The yellow glare from Palpatine's eyes spread outward through his flesh. His skin flowed like oil, as though the muscles beneath were burning away. As though even the bones of his skull were softening, were bending and bulging, deforming from the heat and pressure of his electric hand. "He is killing me, Anakin. Please." Mace's blade bent so close to his face that he was choking on ozone. "Anakin, he's too strong for me." Palpatine's roar above the endless blasts of lightning became a fading moan of despair. The lightning swallowed itself, leaving only the night and the rain, and an old man crumpled to his knees on a slippery ledge. "I can't. I give up. I am too weak. In the end. Too old and too weak. Don't kill me, Master Jedi. Please. I surrender." Victory flooded through Mace's aching body. He lifted his blade. "You, Sith disease." Wait, Skywalker seized his lightsaber arm with desperate strength. "Don't kill him. You can't just kill him." "Yes, I can," Mace said, grim and certain. "I have to. You came to arrest him. He has to stand trial. A trial would be a joke. He controls the courts. He controls the Senate." "I need him alive," Skywalker shouted. "I need him to save Padme." Mace thought blankly, why, and moved his lightsaber toward the fallen Chancellor. Before he could follow through on his stroke, a sudden arc of blue plasma sheared through his wrist, and his hand tumbled away with his lightsaber still in it. Palpatine roared back to his feet, and lightning speared from the Sith Lord's hands, and without his blade to catch it, the full power of Palpatine's hate struck Mace full on. He had been so intent on Palpatine's Shatterpoint that he hadn't thought to look for Anakin's. Dark lightning blasted away his universe. He fell forever. In the novelization, it perfectly explains that it was Palpatine's use of manipulating Mace's Shatterpoint that allowed him in part to conquer the Jedi Master. Palpatine pulled from Anakin's fear instead to exploit Mace Windu's use of the ability, as Palpatine was never truly afraid of the Jedi Master. But that is how Palpatine used Mace Windu's own ability in order to defeat him, and how Mace Windu believed that Palpatine was fearful of him, when in reality he held no fear at all. But I would love to hear what you guys think of this moment, as this is one of my favorite from the novelization for Revenge of the Sith. And as a big question for the video, who do you believe truly won the lightsaber duel? Was it Mace Windu or was it Palpatine? May the Force be with you, and have a great day.